This is not a glitz and glam thing. It actually is for everybody. But you have to ask yourself if you want this level of responsibility on your shoulders, because you represent God in everything you do. You give up everything for God's agenda. And that's why everybody is on one accord in the kingdom, because everybody is moving according to the will of God. We don't have to choose it. There's a lot of responsibilities involved with that. Everybody don't want to give up their will. And you know what I'm saying? The Bible is filled with people who serve God, and then they turn around and they want to get crazy and make the wrong decision, and it don't turn out good for them. You know what I'm saying? So you have to keep that in mind when you like, oh, I want to be a kingdom citizen, I want to serve the Lord. Do you really? Because as soon as you decide you want to pick up your own will instead of executing God's will, you got some trouble on your hands. You got some real trouble on your hands. And it's going to be some consequences behind that decision. That's not because just like God said, a house divided will not fall. So if you in the kingdom and you got your own will while everybody else is working on God's will, how can God's kingdom function as it's intended to? No. He's not going to let his whole kingdom fall for you. You just going to get replaced. Hey, it is what it is. You're going to get replaced. You're going to get replaced with somebody who wants to serve God properly. And we're dealing with God. We're dealing with the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. The Alpha and Omega, the creator of heaven and earth and everything in it. He can raise somebody else up. You ain't special. That's why it's a privilege to serve the Lord. That's why it's a privilege to be a kingdom citizen. And I know maybe you was, hoping for some oogle google Philly, but that ain't what this is about. The kingdom is not about your emotions. The kingdom is not about your feelings, because you have to execute according to the will of God despite how you feel. Now you can have your feelings. The Bible say be mad and sin not. But you cannot allow your feelings to get you to disobey God. Because if you know to do right and you don't do right, that's sin. If you know God gave you a command and you don't do it, that's sin. If you know the word of God and you don't execute on it, that's sin. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's a huge responsibility.